We've all heard those creepy stories about idols almost getting lured into joining a religious cult. While it doesn't happen often, DKZ's Kyungyoon's reality is entirely different. The first time Kyungyoon's name was mentioned in relation with a cult called JMS, also known as Providence, was on March 7th of 2023. The truth behind this cult and the crimes committed by its founder, JMS, were highlighted in the Netflix documentary In the Name of God, A Holy Betrayal. Quickly after the documentary was released, rumors about Kyungyoon's parents being a part of the cult started to spread. According to the rumors, Kyungyoon's parents also supposedly ran a cafe that was somehow related to the religious organization. Kyungyoon's agency, Kyoungyoon Entertainment, confirmed that Kyungyoon's parents were indeed part of the cult, but decided to cut ties after they discovered the truth. The agency stated that Kyungyoon's parents thought that it was just a regular church until they learned from the others and checked the broadcast about the organization. Kyungyoon's parents stated that they never encountered or experienced anything similar that was broadcasted on the news. Kyoungyoon Entertainment added that as soon as his parents found out the terrible truth, they stopped their business immediately and left the organization. JMS, which stands for Jesus Morning Star, was established in 1980 by JMS, who set up the organization as a breakaway cult from the Unification Church. The lessons taught in JMS are based on a numerological interpretation that depict the cult's leader as the second coming of Christ. It was proven that JMS forced female followers to engage in inappropriate relations with him in order to practice supposed religious behavior that was meant to save their souls. Former members testified that young and pretty women were presented to Jong as gifts. In April of 2009, Jong was sentenced to 10 years of imprisonment and was released in February of 2018. After he was released, the Korea Post reported that JMS's movement have spread to more than 70 countries. Kyoungyoon Entertainment finished their statement by writing, "Kyungyoon apologizes for not properly doing due diligence and being more thorough about the thing related to himself. Ignorance cannot be an excuse, but he had no intention to act in a way to benefit that specific organization or to cover up the truth behind their actions." As the controversy was gaining more and more attention, many netizens decided to dig for evidence. One of the things that they discussed were some of the paintings that Kyungyoon painted in the past. Based on the paintings, netizens questioned if Kyungyoon really didn't know about his parents' religion. Korean netizens focused on one painting in particular, the painting of a tree growing on a rock that Kyungyoon showed several times. This painting prompted netizens to think if Kyungyoon was part of the cult as well, because the tree growing from a rock vastly resembles the one that's worshipped by JMS followers, who claim that it's Jong Myung-suk's miracle. Kyungyoon shared in the past, "My mother advised that I should paint and take the time to self-reflect while painting. I also showed my members a painting I did that has much meaning to me. It's a tree growing from a rock." Undoubtedly, there are a lot of similarities between Kyungyoon's painting and the one worshipped by JMS followers, which resulted in a backlash against Kyungyoon. On the other hand, a lot of international fans found netizens' criticisms pointless, claiming that this issue was blown out of proportion. But Korean netizens were set on finding more evidence about Kyungyoon being part of the cult himself. One of them found a picture of Kyungyoon wearing a sweater that was exclusive for the JMS youth group. The netizen commented, "Kyungyoon is seen wearing SS Bluebird outwear. You can't get that outwear with just your parents being part of JMS because that was exclusive to the JMS youth group members. Kyungyoon was able to get that sweater because he is part of JMS." Finding such an obvious piece of evidence, many netizens were angered and disappointed with Kyungyoon and even went as far as demanding he should be removed from the group. Netizens commented, "I doubt his parents left the cult. If it was that easy to break ties and leave the cult, then why didn't they leave before?" This is giving me goosebumps because his fans might have wanted to wear the same sweater as him and looked for the brand. And so he was showing off subtly that he was part of that cult all along, even with the painting. On March 13th of 2023, Kyungyoon admitted to being a part of the JMS cult through an interview with Dispatch. Kyungyoon started off the interview by explaining that he was actually born into the religion and attended the JMS church regularly with his parents while he was growing up. His mother was originally a member of Presbyterian Church, but she was introduced to JMS by her younger sister. Kyungyoon was first introduced to the religion and the leader by his aunt, who called Jong Myung-suk an amazing person who's read the Bible 2,000 times and conveys God's message well. Kyungyoon explained, "I watched In the Name of God, A Holy Betrayal. There's a part where he says, 'I'm the Messiah.' Just watching that part made me think he's a crazy person. But I didn't know then. I may look pathetic, but that's how it was." Kyungyoon described the process of joining the religion as a type of gaslighting. He said, "I remember watching the sermon video. He lays down bait for 2 to 3 hours before he says, 'I'm the Messiah.' After saying those words, many believers respond. That's how you get sucked in." Although Kyungyoon didn't believe that Jong was truly the Messiah, he did admit that he was gradually being brainwashed to think that he was. experience. He added, "To be honest, I didn't have the right to choose a religion. Because my family believed it, I didn't even have anything to compare it to." Kyung-yoon also opened up about an incident that happened when he was in elementary school that made him think his mother was falling deeper into the religion. When Kyung-yoon was in 2nd grade, there was a fluid in his brain which prevented him from eating and forced him to throw up frequently. As an attempt to heal him, a bunch of pastors came to pray for him. 3 days later, he went for a checkup before surgery, but the doctor said that there were no problems and the surgery wasn't needed. Kyung-yoon added that after that happened, his mother started to believe that her faith was real. Kyung-yoon also opened up about his personal association with the church. He joined JMS's vocal club when he was in his 3rd year of middle school because he wanted to receive proper vocal training but didn't have the finances to receive one outside of the church. Kyung-yoon said, "We met offline about once or twice a year. We never performed. I think JMS used the interests of youth to evangelize or propagate. Back then, I didn't question it. I just thought of them as people who taught me music." When Kyung-yoon was born in 2000, Jung was already on the run, and when he began attending elementary school, Jung was arrested and was released around the same time as Kyung-yoon graduated high school in 2018. Kyung-yoon mentioned that ever since he was a child, he always heard how Jung was falsely accused. Kyung-yoon explained, "They teach so many reasons why he's innocent. It's almost indoctrination. I think that's how I was brainwashed to think, Jung Myung-suk is being persecuted like God." Kyung-yoon also added that the Jung Myung-suk he knew didn't seem like a person to commit the horrible things that he did. Kyung-yoon explained, "Being deluded just from seeing that image is my mistake. I believed he wasn't someone who would do that. I am so ashamed of myself for thinking that." Kyung-yoon also opened up about once being shamed for believing in a cult. After being shamed, Kyung-yoon would just say that he was Christian if he was asked about his religion. He never mentioned JMS to his agency members or anyone else. Lastly, Kyung-yoon assured everyone that he had left the church and admitted that he was terrified when the controversy started to gain attention. Kyung-yoon said, "I used the excuse I was ignorant. Was I a victim because I didn't know? It's true that I ignored the truth because I didn't want my faith to be denied. That's why I closed my eyes and ears. I felt apologetic after seeing the pains of the victims." The news about Kyung-yoon being a part of the JMS cult was shocking to everyone. Not only did it spark some heated discussions across social media, it also prompted other members of the same cult to come forward. Korean actor Kang Ji-sub confessed on March 13th of 2023 that he was a part of the JMS cult as well. Kang Ji-sub wrote, "At one point when I was struggling, I went somewhere to pray and work on myself. I really thought it was like any other church, but I left after realizing the teachings there were far from what I pursue spiritually. I left even before I found out about the disgusting things that happened." Kang Ji-sub expressed his sorrow and worry for those who were affected and hurt by the church's actions. Although his apology seemed sincere, many netizens remained suspicious. They went to dig for evidence and started to doubt that Kang Ji-sub didn't know about the church's true intentions. Although his agency stated that the actor left the cult 4 or 5 years ago, some netizens believed that he had still been a member of the church until recently. During a show aired in December of 2022, the actor showed the viewers his walk-in closet, which was decorated with portraits of Jesus, which were particular to the JMS cult. What do you think about the whole situation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Bye guys!